Yo, anybody seen that new Travis Scott documentary on Netflix? I haven't seen it, but apparently there's some creepy stuff on there. So in today's video, we'll be looking at creepy and strange TikToks that will make you question reality. See ya on the other side.
Hip hop changing from positive to negative was not a consequence of history. It was not a circumstance of history. It was nothing that just happened on its own. It had nothing to do with the changing of the times. It had nothing to do with that. It had everything to do with the fact that there are people in this particular society who wants to see us exactly where we are. I believe it was JT, the bigger figure, who said the label executives came to him and said, yo, brother, we need you talking about guns and whores. Right. You know what I mean? That's right. That happens. I've been in those meetings. Young Buck, he has a song on his album that talks about police terrorism. The label said absolutely not. Jimmy Iovine said absolutely not. You cannot put that on the album because it might create an atmosphere that might put police officers' lives in danger. Right. So they took the record off, but they let him keep the other 14 songs on the album that talked about killing black youth. So this is what we're dealing with. We're not dealing with a circumstance or consequence of history.
So originally, the character's name was Tyler Perry, and he looked exactly like Tyler Perry. And that was the rare moment where Adult Swim was like, you can't do that. You know what I mean? Like they were being irresponsible with Dope. They said you can't use Tyler Perry's name. You can't make it look like Tyler Perry. And then so we found another name, right? It was actually his real name. And we got it under the radar for...
Wait, his real name is Winston Jerome?
No. It was another name. Okay. I don't remember what it was, but we found out his real name, and we changed the script. And then Adult Swim got it, and they didn't flag it. So we
Emmett Perry Jr.
It wasn't. So we use Emmett Perry. Okay. I think it was Emmett. Yeah, it was Emmett Perry.
Yo, that's his real name? I didn't know that. Anybody else know that?
So it got under the radar, and then about 2 weeks later, they caught it. Right. And that's when they called us kind of like screaming at us like, yo, for real, like no bullshit. Like you can't do that. Don't try to play no fucking games. Like you can't. We're like, cool. So we changed it to Winston Jerome. We made him look different. And the episode, what I did mention is I think one of the reasons why I think he got really mad is because I think he thought maybe he had a leak or a mole or something, because we were putting things that we actually heard about how he really conducts some of his business, right, in the show. You know, because Gary Anthony Williams had auditioned for one of his films, and he made it to like the second audition. And so Gary was telling us about all of this stuff that he was experiencing, like the prayer circle, how they all were like in this prayer circle. And Gary was talking about how, you know, he was not engaged in the prayer at all. Like he was like looking around, you know, looking at the people in the circle and stuff like that. And he didn't get a call back. And
bro, how many times they gonna do?
What's really going on with Tyler Perry, man? Y'all heard about them allegations? They tried to tell us something back then on the Boondocks episodes.
This shit, they still trying to get out of here. They really starting World War III. They really trying to get the fuck up out this bitch. Look at this shit, bro. Look, the streak again, from wherever the fuck they came from. They still trying to get out the motherfucking firmament, bro. Y'all ain't leaving.
All the fast food restaurants that you go to have traces of human remains in them. That burger that you go to, that McDonald's that you eat, has human remains in them. Soylent Green is real, and we are experiencing it today. Who said that? Bitch.
Yo. Two lights in the sky, huh?
Hey, man, why was we all saying, I believe I can fly? I got shot by the FBI in elementary school.
Yo, that's a good question.
Like, who the fuck started that shit?
That's a real good question, because I was saying it too. New video from the stage of Astro World. I didn't even get to read that, y'all.
If you use CapCut, then you need to know that CapCut is playing a dangerous game now. So CapCut has 100% rights to the content that you upload on their platform. Now, mind you, a lot of people use CapCut for editing, for graphic design, for a lot of different things. They're saying that everything is theirs. Anything that you edit, you don't even have to post it. You don't have to export it or anything. Anything that you do on their app is considered theirs. And they can use it whenever they want. Your face, your kid's face, your dog's face, your apartment, your house, anything that you put on CapCut, they can use. And just in case you thought about saying, you know what, I'm gonna take it to court, you can't even do that. They have rights to everything that you do on their app. Mind you, you could make a video and they can use it in advertisement. You can see your face on television like, oh shit, that's me. CapCut used that and they sold it. And now they're getting paid from it and you won't get a red cent. And they're also saying that, you know how we like to put songs and music behind our videos and things of that nature? Well, if you do that in your videos and they just so happen to use your videos and that video with that music gets hit with copyright issues, guess who is going to get in trouble for that? You. Now, I already know that's a wonderful app. It makes everything easy, but you need to think about your next step when it comes to editing, because CapCut done jump ship on us. It's over for that. Pay attention.
Yo, I use CapCut. Not even gonna lie. It's just easy to use sometimes, right? On your phone. Let me just use CapCut. They got templates and stuff, even on a computer. Man, I guess I gotta take some lessons on like Premiere Pro or something like that, because dang, they can use all your content. So like, how can I go in there and delete like all my stuff? I need to be able to go in there and delete all of my content and stuff, so they ain't got rights to it. I don't think I've accepted no new terms or anything like that recently. I sure hope not. But that's messed up, man. Can you just imagine seeing yourself on like a billboard somewhere? You're like, oh, that's me, but you don't get nothing for it.
So I'm here in Chicago. Anyone see these conduits right here? Anyone tell me why in Chicago they ran conduit for all the electrical? Why do they use conduit for all the electrical? Things that make you go, Has something to do with Tartaria in the old world.
And when I expose about NBA and a lot of the players, when they get to that level, they sign these oaths and agreements and they agree to let these science labs make Mach 5 synthetic clone versions of that player. You get what I'm saying? Facts. I told people that. You seen Richard Jefferson make a whole TikTok video speaking out against what I said. If it ain't real, why are you taking time out your day? Richard Jefferson, an ex-NBA player. And I fucked with Richard Jefferson when I watched basketball. He had game. So I ain't dissing him or nothing. Cause you know what I'm just saying though, if it's not real, why are you taking the time out your day to address just some crazy YouTuber? I'm just a crazy YouTuber. So why is an ex-celebrity NBA basketball star, Richard Jefferson used to be a star. You played with Vince Carter, Jason Kidd, you know, LeBron in Cleveland and won rings, you know, used to dunk on niggas, everything, right? You see, he made a TikTok video like saying that what I said about the robots in the NBA was completely false. You see, that's their way of putting out. That's the elite's way of putting out a face card to go against what I'm saying. That's how you know it's reaching and it's powerful. You get what I'm saying? Hey, look, we need you to go make a TikTok and clear that up. You know what I'm saying? All right, I got you. You feel me?
There's a reason they put him in jail.
This is some bullshit. Who the hell
Wow.
made this ugly ass shit? I wish it was a manager here because y'all decorate everything else around here cute. Everything else around here cute. But for Juneteenth, you want to just throw something on a freaking cookie cake and expect someone to buy it? That's bullshit.
Yo, that is an ugly little cookie.
Free at last.
Free at last. Free.
Really? Who the fuck finna buy this dumbass shit? You know what? I'm gonna be in here bright early in the morning to talk to somebody about this because this is unacceptable.
That is crazy, yo.
The government faked the Apollo moon landings to assert dominance in the space race.
No, to make money, actually, mostly to make money. But yes, it actually absolutely was false. The amount of money that NASA has been able to bleed out of the government, actually out of your pockets, because of taxation and things like that, has been extraordinary. And of course, it's just funded the cabal. So NASA is a cabal entity, and pretty much almost everything that they have represented to people has been false, to encourage, of course, to justify, of course, their extraordinary hoarding of money. People would say spending of money, but it's actually been a hoarding of money. And so they have to keep up the facade, and they have to artificiate all kinds of things that look like they're doing spectacular things. So people will just be like, oh yes, we are so happy that you are taking more money from us because we are really doing some fantastic things.
They played us, the deceivers.
If the Earth is round, why can I see the moon and the sun at the same time?
Good question,
What are they
right?
seeing on the other side of the world? Because it sure is not.
There's going to be people of means who are going to travel. And then there's going to be people maybe who of lesser means who might actually be able to use an Oculus or a Magic Leap or some other kind of device to travel to the same place, but from their own.
You see? Nah, man.
All right, I am in Chicago. Today, I will put the date, but look at this cloud.
Yo.
Am I tripping? It's a pretty perfect circle.
They got that particle collider out there in Chicago too, you know.
The heck does that actually happen?
I don't know.
I am all the way zoomed out, so that's pretty big. What is going on here?
Anyone want to explain that? What y'all think it is?
So are you saying that the moon and the sun are, so the moon's not 240,000 miles away and the sun is not 93 million miles away?
Correct.
Okay, so this would then affect the diameter, the diameter of the sun and the diameter of the moon, because they can't be whatever size they are. I wrote it down here.
Hold on, let Angel speak.
All right.
Okay, you believe that the sun is 400 times bigger and further away than the moon, though, but they appear the same size, right?
Whoa. So you said that the sun and the moon are...
They tell us that the sun is 400 times bigger than the moon and happens to be 400 times farther away. Therefore, they look like they're the same size. That's what you believe.
Okay, where are you getting these? I'm calculating. Okay, so yeah,
that's your paradigm. That's your paradigm.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the moon. I'm just doing. Okay, so the moon is 400. Sorry, the sun is 400 times greater in diameter than the moon. Okay, got it.
And further, so that it appears the same size as the moon.
And the Earth and the sun is. Did you say 400 times further away?
400 times bigger and further. Yep.
Oh, that's coincidental.
Very good.
Yeah. Just wait till I tell you how the moon formed in your model.
Yeah, man. It just don't make sense, does it? Just think about it, right? It just coincidentally 400 times farther away, 400 times larger. So they appear the exact same size in the sky.
What are you staring at, my man? I don't see nothing. Wait, what? No, it's just the dirt on my window. What was staring at?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I saw something in Lake Superior. They're like scanning some part of the lake, and they literally found these giant monolith stones that were erected very similar to Stonehenge in Lake Superior.
Oh, no way.
With ancient carvings on them.
Oh, cool.
Recently? That's crazy. Yeah, there's like, because you know, the Great Lakes filled up because of the last ice age. So the glaciers that melted made those lakes.
Wow. It's crazy you bring up Lake Superior because that's where Old Whitey is.
Sorry.
Lake Superior is freezing, but for some reason people still dive up there.
Oh.
And so there's a ship that sunk, and it's a rite of passage there. There's an old man who was wearing a cork vest. He's stuck in the hull of a sunken ship, and it's a diver's rite of passage to approach Old Whitey, and you shake his hand.
That is so barbarian.
Get him out!
It's like One-Eyed Willie from the Goonies.
All right.
Yeah. Literally, he just floats in the hull.
Old Whitey wanted to be buried at sea. I've always wanted to be buried at sea.
Lay me with the ship.
I guess it's really...
Shake my hand. Lay me with my darling. Shake my hand. I'm Old Whitey.
Dude, imagine it just squeezes your hand back.
Yeah, I don't know if that's really how the Great Lakes got there. If there's stuff at the bottom of there like that, there probably was. I think there's something else to the Great Lakes, to be honest, man.
It's going viral that the U.S. military has been giving their troops steak and lobster. And if you know a little bit about the military, you know when they get steak and lobster, it's about to be some shit. Matter of fact, look at this. They got that lobster and steak. Look at that shit. Now, don't take it from me. I was never in the military. I'm just going off of what I'm hearing, what my grandfather told me. But I know when we see them getting that steak and lobster, it's either about to be some shit or they apologizing for something. So I went to Google to see if I was correct. And matter of fact, look at this shit. We can start at the top. In the U.S. military, lobster served to troops, particularly during deployments, often signifies a moral boost or a way to soften the impact of bad news. You heard what I just said? Bad news. Now I'm gonna slide over. You can read that yourself, screenshot it, or you can Google it. Now you know it's a lot of shit going on. A lot of bad shit going on right now. Maybe it has something to do with that. Maybe it has something to do with Israel and Iran. Maybe it just has something to do with the riots and protests in California. Or the No Kings March. It could be anything. For their sake, I am definitely not hoping for the worst. Hopefully it is to boost their morale, because that's what it said in there. It could be to boost their morale. U.S. military, if you're from the U.S. military, jump in here and let me know what's going on, man, because I want the best for you guys. I'm out.
Surf and Turf sure do sound good right now, though.
All the black people in this video.
This is the year I-830. Let me say that again. This is the year I-830. And what you see is melanin everywhere. And we are dressed to impress. We are the North American Indians, also known as the Tartarians. The highly advanced civilization of technology, agriculture, and free energy. We are the parents of science and industry. Everything we did with precision. Just look at this time period. It was immaculate. Everything was done with precision. We are the trendsetters and the original tailors and the original suit wearers, which was whitewashed and stolen. I'm Newbie One.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think any of those people created any of that. You know? I mean, it probably was a lot of us here, but I don't think that we built that. I don't know. I think it was a whole different type of people that built some of these things, to be honest. Or they had some type of magic. Like, that's the only way. Like, it was some Harry Potter type stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like some, Fantastic Beasts type stuff where, oh, we can just wave a wand and all the bricks will go. You make the building or whatever comes to mind. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, I just think it was some different type of people, like some bigger people, stories of giants. I think that was the case back in the day. Giants being maybe like 8 feet on average, maybe even more. I mean, because you see some of those like 20-foot doors. It's like, why would you need that for a person that's on average 5'7"? Barely can even open. How'd they put the door up there? Red alert and tsunami fears as 10-mile high ash cloud soars from volcano. Dang. That is a huge ash cloud. That's gonna all fall back down, or is that gonna like float up into the atmosphere?
Terlalu ini. Ini lebih dahsyat.
Ini lebih dahsyat.
Ini dorang. Hukum mama dorang. Ya, pada motor. Oh, ada mama. Hamba faham.
Uy, oh, Omanto.
Dang, there we go right there. Look,
Omanto. Omanto.
just blew the cap.
Gunung, nggak ada. Omanto. Nggak ada. Omanto. Cepat, motor. Ada kamu.
Artificial intelligence was made to have the top 100 Forbes companies lay off over 80% of the United States people, whether they're citizens or immigrants, and to cause over a 50% unemployment in Americans. And this will happen all at once. They're going to have a meeting and they're going to lay off everybody all at once. So this event, probably in the next year or 5 years, is scheduled to happen. And that's basically what the AI is supposed to do. And it's supposed to cause like an economic instability, and also it's supposed to cause like the billionaires to be looking more eliter than you, like differences between us. Like there won't be, these people have jets and things closer to billionaires. There will be a bigger disparity between the rich and the poor because of it. But that's what artificial intelligence was meant to do. And they'll say that it went rogue or other excuses, but that's the main plan. So yeah.
Which allows the bills to be folded in an untold amount of configurations to form three-dimensional constructs that go on forever, or is the ability to fold and roll the bills in different angles so that you can see bullocks or oxen that can be seen by rolling the bills at a certain curvature. But the Lord God made from nowhere, from single-cell amoebas to complex life forms known as cephalopods, including nautiluses and vampire squids. And these pictures of the seraphim, or the faces of the seraphim, form a squid-like entity that moves through the ocean by squashing water here and here. It's squirting the water out through those 13 beads. Allow your mind to stop thinking in a lineal direction. And I'm not real sure where the perfect focal point is on this camera yet. So I'm moving it around, plus I'm moving it around so you can see the faces of the seraphim change into the face of a cephalopod.
Crazy stuff people do with the dollar. Heavy braided wigs. What do you guys think they are? Probably not a wig at all. You know what I mean? Yo, I feel like I need some sunglasses when they did that. You guys see it? I can definitely see it. Mm-hmm.
Reptilian humans. You're telling me that we're living under 1,000-year-old cabal ran by reptilians.
100%. Listen, they originate from a place known as Tartarian, right? Far beyond the parameters of our ice wall. Biologically, they are dominantly of reptilian genetics. This place, right, is literally the native land of all reptilians. It's riddled with every species you could imagine, right? I mean, crocodiles, enormous serpents, right? Lizards, so massive they make a Komodo dragon look like a house pet. And I'm not going to go too deep into this one, but dragons as well. This is where you get all these wild theories from people going, oh, look at these remains. Dragons used to exist, right? It's like, well, buddy, where do you think they were coming from, right? This continent is where all reptilian species...
Anybody seen Game of Thrones?
originate from, right? I do not believe that they are even a naturally occurring phenomena in any of our modern known lands, okay? If you actually look into the genetic makeup of these creatures, it literally makes no sense that they exist in our regions of the world. And so I'm going to go ahead and say this is a joke for entertainment purposes only, right? For my safety.
From Charlotte live tonight, Joel, looking back, it looks like hopefully that peaceful protests continue tonight. Is that true?
See, I'm irrelevant, but she is talking about... Well, Dawn and Chris, definitely a different feel this evening, with the exception of... Hey, we're on live TV. You want to say something? Because you said that we're not covering up the truth. I'll hold the mic. You tell me what you want to say. You're talking to Philadelphia right now.
Hey, what up, Philly? I don't got no family out there, but I love y'all black people.
Okay.
White people is hypocrites. Okay. They're barbaric. Okay.
You said kill all white people. You really feel
no,
that
I
way?
didn't. I said white lives don't matter. See, that's
okay,
your white. That's your white. What they call it?
Well, do you really
yellow journalism?
But
this is live.
Let me ask you this: Do you really believe that white lives don't matter?
Of course. I'm not a liar like you. You just lied on me on live TV. Is this really live?
This is live TV.
Live TV. Black Power. Black Power matter.
You told
white lives don't matter.
We don't let you speak. We don't give a voice.
I didn't say that. When did I say that?
Okay.
Why you lying?
So white lives don't matter. So guys,
So tell us just the scene around there. Is it peaceful?
White lives don't matter. You want to know?
It is peaceful for the most part. Obviously, people here are still upset. The reason we're up on this perch is because there's an impromptu prayer service and vigil going on, and they're trying to get that message out. There are other demonstrators in other sections of the city, and they were pepper sprayed, we heard. The circumstances behind that we're not 100% clear on, but overall, a much calmer, more mellow scene tonight, with the exception of certain individuals. But even that.
So
That
you
was
guys,
crazy.
I went to McDonald's, right? Our chicken ain't real no more, y'all.
Nah.
Why is this chicken bending like a damn bird band? Like, ain't this supposed to like break? What's going on here? Our chicken ain't real, bro. What?
Pull it apart.
Bro, this shit is tough. This chicken ain't real. And I'm finna indulge in it. Y'all see that? Oh, that's crazy. Oh, this shit crazy. I don't even think I want to eat this. Don't go to McDonald's. Don't get this.
Yeah, the McCrispy strips. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I tried them one time. I took a bite. I was like, put that back down. I said, what is this? It's my cone for my beard. It looked like this, right? McCrispy strip. I'm like, what is this, man? I'm not gonna eat this. Travis Scott, a $4.5 million deal with Apple for the Astroworld Festival, with the caveat that in order to receive payment, the show had to be played to completion, which explains why he wouldn't stop the show. Money. They knew what was going on, man.
Iran threatened to activate sleeper cell. I just found out what the hell sleeper cell is. Basically, it's a bunch of mofos in our country, from their country, ready to kill, bomb, and tear all this shit up if this war goes to a point where U.S. is basically hands-on involved with Israel. So you know what? It's like, damn, what the fuck? That's kind of scary, right? Then I'm thinking like, well, maybe they don't get involved and they don't have to activate sleeper cell, which honestly is a scary ass name if I'm being honest about how I feel about the shit. Secondly, it's like 80 million, 90 million motherfuckers that's supposed to be protesting this weekend on the No Kings protest with the military involved and the FBI and the local police and all this, and sheriffs from other states is telling motherfuckers, hey, listen, if you throw a rock at me, I'm gonna blow the top out your head. Man.
Banned from park. Yo. They got an orange shooting machine? Some old man just shooting kids with oranges.
Have you ever heard of the Chronovisor? Chronovisor is a conspiracy that involves the Vatican. So this is what happened. This man, who was a monk, Pellegrino Ernetti, he had this skill set of restoring old chants, and he was working. The guy heard his father's voice, and he's like, that sounds like my dad. He heard his father talking about like shining shoes. He's like, that is my father, because he was a cobbler. And so it was like they're able to like tap into this whole past life. And so that got Pellegrino to start doing research into what he called residual energy, and he theorized that light and sound from past events continue to exist as forms of energy that could be detected.
Whoa.
But then there's also this crazy part where he went back and there's this old Roman play and only a few fragments had remained. He went back and was able to watch the whole play and write down the entire play.
Dude.
They went to the Pope with it.
Yeah.
And the Pope said, you have to get rid of it. He said, this is way too dangerous to have. And so supposedly they dismantled it, but there's a lot of people theorizing that the Vatican still has it, they still use it, and potentially the CIA is involved in it.
Yo. I'm about to try to build a Chronos visor. I'm just playing. Nah, for real, that would be cool to have, wouldn't it? Like, you can really go back in time. And it kind of makes me feel like, yeah, they do still have that, because they probably know what's really going on and they want to hide that from everybody.
What's up, people of the internet? All right, so y'all are not going to believe this. I mean, this is crazy. I don't know how I feel about it, but y'all check this out. Okay, so ever since I posted a couple videos of me using this blacklight, I've been getting blacklight videos on my For You page. And there's one guy, he tests different drinks like Monster. Monster glows so bright under one of these things right here. That gave me an idea. I started looking in my fridge and freezer. And y'all, this right here is a brand new, straight out of the freezer, like we got it 2 or 3 days ago. 6-pack of corn from our local grocery store. And y'all, I'm not making this up. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not showing y'all no name of this company. But I talked to one of my uncles, and I've Googled it. He said the only reason that he thinks it should be glowing like this, and he's real big into plants, and I mean, he's been doing it his whole life, was in the business forever, but he said it's either got a chemical on it or a chemical in the ground. I Googled it, and it said the only reason corn should be glowing under a UV light is because of a chemical in the ground. And it said it is very toxic to humans and animals. Y'all, I want y'all to watch this. This is so crazy. Like I said, I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm sharing it with y'all. We're not going to eat this. We was going to eat this. We've eat this brand plenty of times, but y'all watch this. Let me cut my light off.
Yo.
Y'all.
That's that mutant corn.
These two pieces right here are not that bad. This one,
shining.
I mean, look at that. But this middle piece, or this side piece over here, y'all, that's something out of Avatar. That is one of the plants out of Avatar. What is going on with this corn? And like I said, I don't know how I feel about making this video. I've tried to stay away from my conspiracy mind videos, and because I believe a lot of stuff we're being told is lies. But I'm not making this up. We was going to eat this. What is going on? Are they spraying this corn before they pick it to serve to us? That piece right there, if I could flip it over, this piece right here is so bright on both sides. Look at that, y'all. I'm not making this up. Okay, even if it is one piece out of 6, somebody's going to eat that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that everybody in this county buys this corn because most time there's not a lot. Look at that. What in the hell is going on, y'all? How would y'all feel about this? If y'all seen this, would y'all eat it?
I don't think so, y'all. I don't think so.
Y'all, that piece right there, I don't even, like I said, I don't know how I feel about this because, I mean, anybody can do a quick Google search and it says the only reason corn should be glowing like this is if it has a chemical on it or in it. I mean, it's from the ground, and it says it's very toxic to dogs, cats, humans, pretty much any animal. Y'all, people feed this stuff to horses and...
Yeah, that's crazy, yo. That's like, man, I would have never guessed to use a black light on my frozen corn. Anybody else, or any corn, or any food in general. But now, I might want to invest in a black light for real, because who wants to eat Avatar vegetables? Stuff just glowing under the black light. Man, who knows what's in that? And we just be ingesting it. But yeah, these are some of the most creepy and strange TikToks that are out there. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe, turn your notification bells on. And until next time, YouTube, peace.